Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be going over how to film a hunt, how we film our hunts, what camera gear we use, and pretty much just everything I've learned after trying to film everything in the outdoors for a little over a year now. I'll be going over what cameras we use. You don't have to use a super nice camera to film a hunt. You can use an iPhone, GoPro, or camcorder, or just any camera you want really. So I'll be talking about what cameras we use, what mounts we use, tripods, camera arms for tree stands, and I'll even be showing you guys how to get an awesome shot like this and how to capture awesome kill shots like these. So start off the video by going over what I use personally, and it is a Canon EOS R50 with a 24 to 240 millimeter lens. And I just did a bunch of research. Honestly, I watched a lot of these type of videos when I first started out, and this was pretty much the camera I came up with. A lot of people recommended it, especially for whitetail hunting. It's got a pretty decent zoom. I'd say it zooms pretty good up to about 100 yards, and then it can zoom out enough that I can do this type of video here. I'm standing about a foot and a half from the camera right now, and I can talk to it fine, and I'm in frame. So I think it's a really good choice if you're just wanting to start out, do some whitetail hunting. It's not super expensive either, which is why I got it personally. The camera was $600 and the lens was $900, and I understand that's a lot for some people. And for the first couple of years that I started to try to film, I used my phone a lot. Every hunt, I captured one of my biggest bucks I shot on just my iPhone, and I'll show you guys the mount that I used for that too. But that just shows that you can pretty much use anything you want to in the outdoors, And then I got a little off-brand GoPro. I'll talk about that too, and just pretty much everything that I use to film. Like I've said earlier, I've had my camera now for just one season. I haven't even had it for a whole year yet, and I really like it. I've taken it to Colorado to film an elk hunt, and it was snowing and raining, sleeting there a lot of times, and it's not waterproof, but I brought some bags and stuff. It's important you keep it out of moisture. That'll really mess up your camera and your lens. So it did really well there in the mountains. We were way high up, and it got some real good moments there. And then I took it out to the Panhandle where we spot and stalked antelope and filmed mule deer with it, and it did really well there. So I think it's a great overall choice, if you're all the way from elk hunting to antelope hunting to mule deer hunting to just whitetail hunting. I think it's a great choice, and I would definitely recommend it. So as you guys can tell, I have a cage around my camera, and that's new. I just added that. I haven't used that yet to film any hunting with, but I like it so far. I put a little handle on the side and a handle up top, and I really like that handle up top, especially for filming if I'm trying to walk around. And if I'm filming Colby or Dash and behind them, I really like just holding on to that. And I got my mic up top too. It's a Movo external mic. I got the Wind deal on it right now, and I think it helps a lot. And it's pretty cheap. It was like $30. And I want to be upgrading to the Rode. It's like $100 external mic. Hopefully I'll have that before next deer season. But the setup I got this year, it worked really well. As you guys watched earlier, I filmed a few kill shots with it, and the best thing for me was to just honestly film with it. Just go outside and try to film anything, whether it be our chickens or cattle or a truck driving by my house. Just anything to help you get familiar with the camera will help a lot, especially when you're in the woods and you're in the moment and you're trying to film a big buck as he's running in, and trying to stop him with your bow, and it's pretty hectic. So being familiar with your gear is really important, I'd say, because I still don't think I'm 100% perfect or familiar with mine. So we'll go over that too. Not all your film's going to be great, and I'll show you this time. Filmed Colby shoot a buck this year, and if you guys watch a video, you guys know that I kind of screwed up on the camera filming part on my end. And what happened was it was big buck came in, last light, and I was about to start turning my camera off and putting everything up to pack out. But anyways, he ran in, and I just wasn't super ready. I should have turned some of my settings, changed them a little bit because it was dark and got to readjust in that low light situation. But I've only been doing this for a year now. Just one deer season is all I've actually filmed with a semi-legit setup. So everyone's gonna learn. I think I'll be better next deer season. it's really just about knowing your stuff, honestly, in the end. So when I'm self-filming, if I'm saddling or in a tree stand, just anywhere public, private, the camera arm I like to use for my camera is the 4th Arrow Batten Arm 2.0. It was pretty cheap, I think just over $100, and it's pretty light. I think it's about 2.5 pounds. And I really like it. Like I said, I've only filmed one season with it, and I think it's pretty easy to put up and take down, if you're gonna hike in public land and take it out of your pack and strap it on, early in the morning, and then after the hunt strap it down. And I think it's pretty easy. It's got a little ratchet strap system, and you can put it over pretty much as small as a tree you want, and a decently sized tree. But I really like it. I think it holds about 6 pounds, so if you got a really heavy camera, you're still plenty good because they don't weigh that much. And I really like it. It's got about 25 inches of reach. You can really, pull it in and out if you want to, and then pretty much you can film a 360 around you. So I would definitely recommend that if you're going to get one of these cameras. I think it's really good, and for the price, I don't think you're going to beat it. So this is the camera arm I was talking about. That is the Batten 2.0 from 4th Arrow. It's got this little head, swivels really nice, and a little bubble on it, and you just screw something in your camera and it just locks in right there. And it's just 2 little pieces. And then this was the ratchet strap I was talking about. This thing is kind of sharp, so it can dig into any tree. And then what I really like about it is after you get it strapped on, and I'll show you guys this later, but you can pull this knob right here, and then this actually goes forward and backward depending on how crooked your tree is. That really saves you and helps a lot because it always makes sure that camera is level, no matter how bad your tree is. So I really like it. I think it's a great choice. And if I'm in the deer blind, I just got a tripod. Really, I just went on Amazon and found a pretty cheap one. It was like $100. It extends to like 6 feet. It's got 3 legs, and it goes up and down pretty smoothly. And why I specifically wanted that one is because of the camera, like the arm, the handle you hold on to is so long. It's probably a foot long, and I really just like that, for reach. Say, if I'm far from my tripod with the camera on it, or if I'm, out in a pasture and I can't really reach it, it's pretty good because I can have my camera a ways away from me, but I can still be able to reach the camera if I want to. So I would recommend that, and I'll show you guys what specific tripod it was. But like I said, I just went to Amazon and got a pretty average. It was like 90 something dollars, I think, and I like it though. I mean, I'll be upgrading, I'm sure, to a nicer tripod throughout the deer seasons go by, but it worked for me. I filmed a couple of shots with it, and I would say it went pretty smooth. Another cool little thing is, like I said, I got an actual camera now, but I still do use some iPhone footage, I'm not gonna lie. And this little hawk thing, I got it from Atwoods. It was like 40 bucks, I think, and it's just got this little claw deal. And you can't obviously get a super big tree, but you can just hook that in and then tighten that. And then you can put a phone in here. It comes with another mount for a GoPro. And then this thing's really hard, but it's flexible. So you can just bend it like that and pretty much get every angle you want to. And I really like it, I think it's really helpful, and it's super light, and you can bend it and put it in your bag, or even you could even put it in your pocket or something. It's super light, and I like it a lot. So that POV that you guys watched earlier as I was driving down the road was actually from this little thing, and it is a suction cup mount. You just put it onto a clean surface, like a truck or a car. I'd wipe the dirt off before I did it, but just make sure it gets that good stick. And then it's got this little red knob deal, and see that white line on there. You just push that in a lot of times until that white line disappears, and then it's on there. This was like $40, I think I got on sale, but you can turn this knob right here and readjust what POV you want. This thing's on a ball, so you can pretty much get anything you want out of it. And I think you can pretty much put every camera you want to on it. You can put a phone or camera like I have, or a GoPro even. I think personally I'm just gonna keep the GoPro on it for now, because I don't really want to be driving down the road with my camera that I saved for, and then a rock chip off my tire and crack my lens. That would be devastating. So I think for now I'll just keep the GoPro on it until I build enough courage to put the actual camera on it. But I definitely recommend, and this isn't necessarily for filming any hunting per se, but if you watch enough hunting videos on YouTube, there's a lot of pre-roll and little moments, whether it's a a leaf blown in the wind or a bird flying, or driving on the road like this. It's just small things like this mount will really make your video look more professional, I think, and it'll just look a lot cooler and interesting and grab the viewer's attention, I think. So it's definitely not a requirement to film a hunt at all, but it's pretty cool, I think. So, and that little action camera that I talked about using is right here. It is a little off-brand GoPro is what I like to call it. It's actually an Akaso. It was like 150 bucks, I think, and I watch a lot of reviews, obviously, over small action cameras, because if you watch enough YouTube, like I said, you'll notice a lot of people use these cameras, usually for like a second POV. Say, if I'm drawing back and I'm about to shoot a buck, I'll have my good camera facing the buck, and then I'll have something like this, watching me. So I think these are really helpful, and they're usually pretty cheap, waterproof, they're very durable. I'm going to be upgrading to the Insta Pro 360 pretty soon, before next deer season. Hopefully turkey season I'll have that for sure. But I think you can avoid getting an actual GoPro, because they're like $400 and they're real expensive. Like I said, this is like 150 and it does fine. It's 4K, good quality, good colors. And then the Insta 360 Pro is what I'm hopefully going to have soon, and it is a little higher. It's right at 300. But just little things like that, like I said, a second POV, a camera switch up is just, it'll grab a viewer's attention, and it's just cool to have, that real natural moment, say like, when if I'm shooting a buck, and to have that second camera POV facing me. I think a lot of viewers enjoy that, the second view, So I think that's definitely not necessarily a must again, but it definitely, I think, helps make your videos better. As far as getting everything on film goes, it is kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie, and like I said, I'm sure this will get easier as the more deer seasons we get to film. But I think the number one thing is you just always got to be ready as the cameraman, and if that's having the camera on 24/7, I'm not necessarily saying that, but just paying attention and you're in the moment so you can be ready to film when something happens. And for example, like when Dash shot a buck he called Lucky 8 this past season on public, when he came in, I was above him saddling with this camera on my camera arm, and Dash saw the buck, so I got ready to turn my camera on. I took my gloves off. It's freezing cold. It's in early January, so it's pretty chilly. And the buck just stayed about 40 yards away for over half an hour, and I'm filming the entire time with my gloves off, so my hands are freezing cold. My camera battery's running low, it's blinking, and I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. And like I said, I'm still learning, but I think just being ready like that definitely helps, because like when the buck finally decided to come out, I was already filming, so I got all that, that true natural moment on camera, and I got that captured well. So I think just being ready and paying attention is the best thing you can do to try to, get everything on film when it happens. Sometimes filming can definitely be a struggle, especially if you're by yourself and you're trying to self-film, because obviously you're trying to get the animal killed and you're trying to capture it on camera. So that's why a setup like this one is very important to have, and it's very crucial. So for example, say I'm in a tree stand or I'm saddle hunting, I'll have the camera on my camera arm that we went over, like up here to my right, where I can see everything. I'm right-handed, so I like being able to move it. That's why it's got that nice handle. I really like that. And then I'll have my bow to my left, so say I see a buck coming in, I can turn my camera on, I can move it to where I can see through the frame, and then I grab my bow, I can get ready, and then say I'm about to shoot him, and then I like my camera right here because I can look at it and see if it's in frame, and then if so, I can go ahead and follow through with my shot, and then if not, I can just move it a little. Just stuff like that is very important to be able to capture that moment on camera. And obviously self-filming isn't, what you want to do, but sometimes that's the only way, because if you're like us and 3 different, colleges in 3 different cities, you're not always, with each other, especially during hunting season, because, say I want to go hunt and then they both want to go hunt their own ways. Well, that's everyone self-filming, because we don't have any camera guys, when one of us is with the other, we're just videoing. So you definitely have to have some dedication and make a commitment to filming, because I know even after 1 year of doing it, it's very easy to just say, screw the camera, there's the buck, let's just shoot it so we can make sure it gets shot, But that's just something you got to be willing to do, to get on video. And you're gonna have opportunities like that where something comes in and you may not be able to get on video, and that's okay. Like this past season I messed up on a big buck and I wasn't able to get on video because just the way he was, and obviously if there was someone with me, it would have been a different story. But anyways, it's just stuff like that I think is very important if you're wanting to start videoing. And if you're on the fence, you watch all these YouTube videos like I did and you don't really know, like, should I start, should I not, should I just keep going hunting, should I just keep watching? Well, I'd say do it. I love it. It's very, very fun, honestly. Even if you don't have a super big platform, like we're not big or anything, but I love, filming everything and hunting and posting it all and watching you guys react to it. And I just really enjoy it. So hopefully this video can get out to some of you guys that were kind of like me a couple years ago and you didn't really know. That's just all I tried to do here. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys and you guys enjoyed the video.